morning. Good morning, good morning. Just looking at our little chat, see who we have. Jackie. Hi, Ariana. And Lynn. Mary. Okay, Miss Creative Meeks. Lots of people saying hello to Miss Creative Meeks. Miss Creative Meeks, your first time here. Well, welcome. And welcome to everybody, and welcome to anyone else who it's your first time. We're a little crooked, but what's new, right? Okay, so let me just pressing all the buttons here and there. Still crooked. Yes, well, if I still look crooked, just tilt your head. Oh my goodness. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. We are here for our regularly scheduled List With Me live session. So who's excited? I am. I always am. All right. So as I have kind of mentioned a couple people's names, I am just seeing, let me just scroll there, people in the chat. So if you are watching live, there is a chat that takes place, and on my screen, it's on the right-hand side. So depending on what kind of device you're on and depending on what mode you're on, whether you're full screen mode or whatever, you may see the chat taking place over on the right-hand side. And that's kind of a fun place to hang out. Lots of times I wish I could just hang out there with you guys because I miss so much that happens in the chat. But if you'd like to participate in that, as you can see, if you are following along with that chat, everyone there is super, super friendly. And if you are new, I really encourage you to just pop in and say hello because you should do that so everybody knows that you're here. Pennsylvania, hi Karen. Karen, you've been gone for a while, yeah? Oh, hi honey, Nick's here. Nick's here in the other room, not golfing today. Had work stuff to do this morning, so. Mandy, Terry, hi Terry. Okay. Kylie and Pam and Jane. I already said Jane. All right, guys. So, yeah, we have a couple winners from last week. We have won 2 winners. So I did 2 little giveaways for last week. If you are new and you're not familiar with the giveaways, I always do a giveaway every week, but the giveaway happens after the video is over. And what I ask you to do is I ask you to leave a comment on the video, not in the chat. Leave a comment on the video after it is over. And usually I'm asking you to leave a comment that relates to one of our listing topics. So last week we had 2 prizes, and the 2 comments I asked you to leave, and you didn't have to leave both, it was entirely up to you what you wanted to do. One was, things you thought you'd never do. And there were some really very interesting ones that I read in there. People going zip lining on their 60th birthday, Anna. People retiring, Colleen, and then going back to work. Some people that have had some illnesses and surgeries that didn't quite go as they had expected. The one I thought was so cool, and I can't remember her name, but I just came across it again this morning, firefighter. She completed nursing school and wanted to be, I think, a paramedic, ambulance driver, not ambulance driver, paramedic, I think. And the person she talked to said, well, you have to be a firefighter and you'll never be able to do that. And she's like, oh, yes, I will. And she did. So very cool reading all those things. So the winner, one of our winners is this little set of camera stamps. And that one goes to Denise Dufresne. So Denise, I responded back to your comment. Just get in touch with me and I'll send those to you. Other comment was favorite back to school memories, and lots of different things there about finding out who your teacher was or shopping for school supplies. I think that's a big one for all of us still because we kind of like those kind of things. The back to school front picture. We always did the back to school pictures on our front porch every year. So wherever you did those, but anyhow, so lots of fun comments there as well. One of the things I'd encourage you to do if you are kind of participate on a regular basis, maybe after the fact, go back and read some of those comments because I think you probably feel like you know a lot of these people just from the chat. So it's kind of interesting to learn a little bit more about people, and that's what I love about it too. All right, so second prize, the Creative Memories multi-purpose tool. Basically, this tool, I use it all the time, pretty much every time I craft. And so that one goes to Nikki BB44. So Nikki, assuming your name is Nikki, same thing. I left a comment and just, yeah, it tells you what to do to get in touch with me so I can send that off. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have, honey, Nick, are you still on? I forgot to grab the price for this week. So I'll try to catch Nick or yell at him at some point. All right, and then he'll just probably ignore me. Okay, friends, so let's go ahead and I'm just looking at comments again in the chat here real quick. Hi, Nancy. Okay, guys, I think we are ready. I'm going to flip the camera so we can go ahead and get started, okay? So bear with me a sec while I flip the camera. You might get a little dizzy, so just hold on. Hold on tight. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, gosh, I hate that up close when I get up close to the camera. That's just not too attractive. Yeah, well, what else? Well, whatever. It is what it is, right? Okay. And yes, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I am plugging it in now. So here we go. All right. There we go. Okay. So usually what we do, we take a look at our lists from last week. So if you participated or not, if you had to leave early, you kind of feel like you don't miss out. All right, so here we go. Our little home, welcome. And I just happened to notice that you popped in. Well, I just happened to notice your chat that said you are first time joining in. So welcome. And I'm so glad that you popped in to say hello. One quick thing, you guys, about the chat. The chat goes so fast sometimes, especially when I am working or when I'm talking directly to you and the camera's on me, on my face. I missed so much in the chat. So if you leave a comment and I don't mention your comment or mention your name, please don't feel like it's you. It's not you. It's not you. It's me. It has nothing to do with you. It's just that I missed your comment, or sometimes I see it and I think, oh, I'm going to respond to that person, and then I just forget. So please don't think that I don't like you. Okay, our 3 lists from last week. Look at, I will finish this insert today. We'll be ready to move on to a new one. So our 3 lists from last week, and a lot of times I also post these on social media and also on my blog, on my website. So those are also good places to go and see the list if you miss them. I also have linked in the description of the video flip-throughs, 2 different flip-through videos. One of our lists from, June through October, and another one November, December. So this week I will do another one. I'm trying to catch up on kind of the flip through. So lots of ways that you can see our list if you've missed them. Okay, first one was favorite back to school memories. And one of the things I had talked about last week is that I'm going to try to make a conscious effort to start including more photos in my list. And not every list, but at least once a week, I guess. At least one of our 3 lists, I want to have photos, because photos are a big part of my life. I mean, I've been taking photos since I'm forever. Back to, remember those little disc cameras? way back, like when I was a kid. Anyhow, so I have tons of photos, and I want to start incorporating more. So I'm going to. Terry said, Lael, did you tell the boys you need to recreate the top photos? Well, when they're together, I can have them do that, but they're not together. So I'll have to wait until they're together, and then I can have them recreate that, because it would be funny, right? It would be funny. Uh-oh, what happened, Colleen? I missed it. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, you fell crossing the street twice? Oh my goodness, I hope you're okay. Scary. Okay, anyhow, we used some products from the Simple Stories School Life collection, really the stickers, and then had fun with the mini clips. The mini clips and more listed stamps. And I hadn't really used those too often, so I made 2 little clipboards with the mini clipboard stamps, and then even used the little thumbtack stamp as well and colored that in. So that was our first list. Second list. This one is things I thought I would never do. And this list turned out so different than I thought it was going to. I had, like I always do, I typically have products kind of selected ahead of time. And then I, kind of pull them out and start working. So this collection that I used was called Brave and Bold. And I mentioned there were kind of two very different feels to the collection. You could almost draw a line down the center and, push designs either of two sides. And I ended up with this side, kind of the floral pastel-y type side of the collection. So I did my list over here, and I did not last week, but I had a little placeholder. I had a placeholder for 4 photos. So I added kind of those 4 photos, and those 4 photos represent one of the 9 things, or actually really 4 of the 9 things on my list. So that's how that little guy turned out. This one we talked about kind of pulling out some colors. I ended up covering up quite a bit of this really pretty floral pattern. And I really liked the pops of yellow. So we kind of did a couple things to pull out that yellow. There was just a little bit yellow hiding there and there. So I mounted my journaling, my list on a little bit of yellow, that yellow right there. That yes circle had some yellow in it, yellow here, and then that yellow strip right there. So kind of was able to pull the 2 yellows together. We also, though, talked about when you don't have 2 pieces of the same pattern paper. So maybe you want to do a spread, and this works really whatever you're working on. If you're working in a traveler's notebook, if you're working in a mini book, if you're working on a 12 by 12 spread, really whatever you're working on. And if you want things to kind of coordinate, but you don't have 2 of the same paper for backgrounds, that's okay. You can take one of those backgrounds and then pull out some of the things that kind of stand out, and then use those colors or patterns for your other background, which is what I did here. So the yellow strip pulled in some of the yellow, and then that kind of mint strip also pulled in some of the mint. Okie dokies. And then that way, it's not so, I don't know, conformist isn't the right word, but it's not, and plain Jane isn't either. But for me, I like to use different product, and I also like to have things just have a little bit more, I think, visual interest. And this is I do me, you do you, right? But even if I had 2 pieces of that pattern paper, I would probably not use the second one here, just so we can have a little bit of a dimension. For my photos here, I used the Epson PictureMate, the PM400 that I always use. And this, I just used their app, the Creative Print app, that's available on iPhone and Android, or Apple and Android, I guess, iPhone, Android. But this is just a 4x6, and it is a template that is available in that little app. So the template that I picked actually had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could put in 6 photos. I just left these 2 blank and cut it off, and there you go. So the printer, I shouldn't say all, but the majority of the products I use whenever we're together, I have linked in the description of the video down below. So if you're ever like, ooh, what is that? Or what did she use there? You can find links to those in the description down below. Okay, so hold on. Terry just said, I just saw somebody said something. A question about, I think, Wanda, do you use original pics or copy them in your photo list? Do I use original? I'm not sure, Wanda, what you're asking. I most often am pulling things from my phone, although these were not from my phone. So these were original that I just reprinted. And this one, actually, I didn't have time when I did this to try to find that particular photo. That was a photo I pulled off of Facebook, off of my Facebook page, and then reprinted it. So unfortunately, the quality, when you do that, the quality, when you're saving and then saving and then saving and printing, the quality each time goes down and down and down. So I don't know if that answered your question or not. Let's see. Sarah said, I didn't think I would make this list until you started. I really like your list. So I'm going to make it today after finishing cutting some stickers with your silhouette. I think, did you mean that one? I think so. The mini clip layout, giving you lots of inspiration. Oh, I'm glad, Kylie. That one was fun. You guys know how much I love my clip stamps, but I hadn't really used the mini ones, so that was kind of fun. I'm just going back through chat really quick. Oh, Colleen hit her head and face on the road, hurt her wrist, not broken, still sore. Oh, scraped my other elbow. Oh my goodness, Colleen, you really did it, didn't you? And you probably scraped your pride a little bit too, I imagine. Isn't that what happens? We do something like that and you're like, oh my gosh. And I'm so sorry. Oh golly. Okay, let's see. Old pics. All right, did I get it? The old pics. So even these going back, that 2005, I think 2005, I must have been shooting digital there. So, like these original pics, those would be digital. So it's, you can use as many as you want. There is an example of a list that I did. Let me just find it here real quick. Where I did not, it was a picture of my mom and I. It was a Mother's Day list that I did. It was on Mother's Day. I don't think it was in here, is it? No, not quite. Not quite. Missed Mother's Day. So it's the one before this, which Lord only knows where that is, friends. It's in one of my stacks somewhere. Anyhow, that was not an original photo. Generally, if it's an original photo, if it's an older photo, I will scan it, or I don't scan it. Well, I guess I would scan it or take a photo of it and then use it from there. So sorry, it took me a bit to understand what you were asking. Okay. Oh, Wendy, you just got your prize in your order. Awesome, awesome. Okay, here we go. So those were our 2 full lists that we completed last week. We had started the 3rd list, and we got so far into the 3rd list that I had done the stamping, and our 3rd list was kind of a then and now, and I call it like a then and now 5-year edition. So we had talked a little bit about doing a then and now list. It's kind of a really fun idea. I mean, you could do a then and now every year. You could do a then and now every 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. Some of you had some really fun ideas about, I think somebody mentioned they had maybe a 40th anniversary and they were going to do a then and now from when they got married to the 40th anniversary. I mean, you could do this with pictures of your houses then and now, or cars then and now, or different trend. Ooh, that just gave me a fun one. I'm going to write this down. A fun list would kind of be a then and now, like for me, like a 1970s to now. So like fashion, I'm going to do this then and now. Hold on. So we go 70s and now. So you could do like fashion. You could do music. You could do foods. You could do cars. You could do like home decor. And when I say home decor, the avocado green and the shag carpet, that was so popular. Anyhow, so that'll be a fun list. Excuse me, well, I just had to write that down because if I don't do that, I will never remember it. All right, but really no limit to the then and now you could do. And I think what's fun, I'm not going to include photos with this particular list, but then and now is a great way to just bring photos in. If you want to bring photos into your list, and I always say you do you. Sometimes I have photos in my list and sometimes I don't, but that's a great way to kind of bring in those photos. If you are doing a then and now, let's go back for a second to the list that I just made, like the 70s, then and now. In 70s, that's when I was a kid, so that's why I picked that one. But I may not have some photos maybe of the avocado green refrigerator that we had. It doesn't mean I can't use a photo of an avocado green refrigerator. All I have to do is go to Google and Google avocado green refrigerator or 70s fashion, and then I'm going to see a lot of photos based on what my search has been. I can just right click on those photos, save them, and then print them out and then use them in my list. So they don't always have to be your photos. Okay, hi Valerie. All right, I just saw your sister the other night. Okay, so here we go. Then and now, 2016, 2021. So if you joined me when we were working on this list, I actually, and this is when I stopped, and we kind of ended our session, I had to restamp this. The reason I had to restamp this, when I was doing my stamping as we were working, I left, I don't know, maybe about 1/4 of an inch from the top here, from the top of the H. And when I first stamped now, I wasn't thinking. I also left about 1/4 of an inch at the top. And actually, we can see that. I'm just gonna pull this off just so we can see, because sometimes if you can see visually, that's how I learn. I'm a visual learner, so if I can see something, makes a lot more sense. So this is what it originally looked like. See what was wrong with that? And nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with the way that this looks, but this was going to drive me crazy. I knew it. See how I had roughly the same amount above those letters, a little bit more, and then the top of there. Well, that was fine until totally uneven, right? So kind of even at the top, but this line, the spacing, everything was uneven. So Petra, I totally restamped it. So that was the back, and I didn't even take a new piece of paper. I just, same paper, and there we go. So now I'm happy. That was something I just couldn't live with. You know, sometimes you say, oh, just kind of get over it and move on. I knew that was not going to be a get over it and move on. So then and now, I had pulled out or started using some products from the Willow collection. And I think you guys know, if you've been with me for a while, that has been one of my favorites. I've brought it in and brought it in and brought it in multiple times just because I love it, and you guys too. So let's grab all our little die cuts out again, and the stickers. And I also brought in the Honey and Spice stickers. Different designers, right? Different collections, but if you notice, there's a lot of same colors and kind of the same color palette, and there's enough in the Honey and Spice over here on my right that's pretty basic that I could maybe work in with some of the Willow. One of the main things is this has kind of copper foil accents, as does Willow. So even if you're starting to get to the point, maybe you've had Willow stickers and Willow paper or something like that for quite a while, look for other things in your stash that have similar color palettes or even similar design elements like the copper foil, that you can kind of blend those two together. Alrighty, so let's look for a few, I'm just reading Diane. Bye, Diane. Reading Diane's comment. All right, so I had these all separated too before last week, and then we never got there. So I really liked the bird. There were two birds that I liked. So let's see if we can find our little bird, or what happened to our other bird. Oh, we always like those. That's kind of fun. Another example, 2-page spread where I'm not using the exact same pattern paper, right? It coordinates, but it does not, it's not matchy-matchy, it's coordinating. That always reminds me when I say that of, actually, that it is not part of this collection. That was from Brave and Bold. That's funny. Whenever you talk about matching or coordinating, it always reminds me of Stacy and Clinton from What Not to Wear. Loved that show. All right, so here's some die cuts that could possibly work. I know I don't need my paper pad anymore. All right, so I think what I'll do is, oh, I know what I need. And look what I found last week right after we were done. But actually I ended up not needing it because I used the sticker. All right, so I just have some of these things out from a couple, oh, there we go, that's what I was looking for. From a couple of recent classes that I had done. I taught at a virtual event on a whole bunch of different ways to use washi. So that's kind of loaded up from a bunch of those things. Oh, Wanda, your granddaughter's turning flag football. Oh, you know what? That makes me so sad. This is so silly. I'm like totally emotional. I don't know why. I was thinking about that this morning. Our kids played football from when they were, oh my gosh, I don't know where this is coming from. Our kids played football from when they were just little things. And our Saturdays for so many years were completely taken up by football. And we would literally spend like the entire day on the field because one would play and there'd be like a 1 or 2 hour break and then the other one would play and then it just all different kinds of things. But I was thinking about that this morning and it just, I miss those days so much. Even when you're in it and you think, oh my gosh, if I could just have my Saturday back. Oh, I just, yes, I miss those times. So enjoy. And hopefully, maybe one day I'll have grandkids and then I'll be able to spend all day on the field again. Oh, golly, I don't know where that came from. Could be, Jill, could be coming from menopause, I tell you. And I'm not a crier. I really am not a crier. So in all the videos we've done, I maybe get teary like 3 or 4 times, but oh, I don't know where that came from, but that's okay. Clearly something needed to come out. Probably it needed to come out. So here we go. All right. I didn't start bawling. I could, but I didn't. It's her 3rd year. She's getting pretty good. That is so fun. All right. So I think I love this one. I love this. And since I found it in one of my many drawers of washi, I think I'm going to pull it out. And I am working on this list right now outside of my notebook, outside of my inserts. The reason I'm doing that is because I am at the very end of my insert, the very end. And it gets a little bit hard to work in when you have so much over here. So usually when I get to the end, I just work on my list outside and then I will come back in and when I'm done, I will, oh my goodness. When I'm done, I will put the pages back in. Woo, hello. All right. Let merrily, last year of dance, competitions and recitals. Yeah, it's hard, I know, when just, you know, and that's what happens. Life changes, people grow and change, and maybe even sometimes they decide they don't want to do it anymore. That's what Sam did. Sam did when he was in high school, played for a few years in high school, and he was like, you know what? Football isn't for me anymore. And we're like, oh my gosh, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. Yeah, whatever, right? But he was very active in lacrosse and skiing and really kind of was like, I can't, it's too much. I can't keep doing all of this. And we're like, okay. And it was good. He made the decision that was right for him. All right, so there's a little bit of washi. Now I need, all right, let's see. I think I really liked that bird. That bird was pretty cute. Where did the bird go? We were chatting last week. Somebody called it a budgie, and we were like, what is a budgie? And somebody said, oh, Vicki talks about those. She has some budgies in her color study collection. I think she has them in a couple of her collections. And I'm like little parakeets, right? A brand, not a brand, breed of parakeets? I don't know. Breed or brand? I don't know what that is. All right, I think I like that little guy there, but that doesn't look like, I don't know. I'm not a bird person. I mean, nothing against birds. I just am not a bird person. I don't know much about birds, so, but I don't know what that is, like a budgie or not. I don't know, because budgies, well, that looks very different from the ones that Vicki has in her collection. So that's what I mean. I don't know if a budgie is, yeah, never mind. All right, so I think maybe this sticker, it feels like this bird needs a place to rest. So if this sticker went here, and then this little guy went here, maybe. So that sticker says living our best life. And that works for the then and now, right? So I think, see how we just kind of gave him a little anchor by doing that, by placing him on that circle sticker. So here he is just by himself. Just kind of floating, flying, I guess, floating, whatever. And then if I do this and give him a little bit of an anchor, and I'm rotating that so we can still see the living our best life. Let's move that over just a tad, like that. Move it down just a little bit more till we get it to the right spot where we're happy. All right, now I think I need to move him just a little bit more. over this way. So when I am setting, when I keep placing again this sticker, I'm not really sticking it down all the way. That's why it's really easy for me to keep lifting it off. All right. I think what's going to happen, just move him back here a little bit. I'm going to end up cutting off part of his little tail. Okay, we'll get this. A little bit too low. Let's go right there and we're going to call it good. All right, so part of his tail will be chopped, but that's all right. Okay, let's get our little glue pen. And I'm using glue pen just because there are a couple parts on him, like his little beak and his little feet, that I want to make sure stick. And it's a lot harder to get into those spots with my tape runner. And those I store upside down in my little tool caddy right up there, just because then the ink's all flowing. All right, there we go. And we'll chop his tail off. He can't fly anymore. We clipped his tail. The reason I do that is just because, and every once in a while, I'll leave the few things, which is funny. In both cases, I think what I've left, butterfly and butterfly. So a few things will stick out the edge, but I try not to do that too often, just because it tends to, things tend to get bent and tear and things if you do that. All right, so let's come in and do our little outlining. So these are my list. I'm doing, this is the 5-year version, so 2016 to 2021. I used 2 different Carrie Bradford stamps when I stamped my title. I used the little tiny ones. I think those were from the time, can't remember, one of her newer stamp sets. I love Carrie. She's a good friend. I love Carrie's stamps. I buy a lot of Carrie's stamps. The thing with her stamps, if you like her stamps, I would recommend that you get on her email list, and also maybe if you're on social media, turn on notifications so that you get notified when she releases new stamp sets, because some of them go very quickly. Sometimes she reprints or reproduces again, and sometimes she doesn't. So that's what I do. That's what I do. Love sticker birds, but real birds. That's funny. Yes, Wendy, I think you're right. Wendy said, I don't think it's a budgie parakeet, right? This is a little chunkier version, right? This is kind of a fat, dumb, and, no, I shouldn't say that. Fat, dumb, and happy little birdie. Okay, so then and now, 2016, 2021. Let's get my list out. Oh, here it is. Now I've got to go back to last week to get that list. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I kind of have 6 things. And let's look at our stickers again to see if there's anything on here that I might be able to use to make little bullets. Not there. No. Okay, what I might do, I'm going to be using these a couple times, well, on 2 different lists today. These are Trinkets Puffy stickers from Bella Boulevard. I have linked these in the description of the video. I just brought these in maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I thought they were so fun because you guys know how much I love to use little stickers for bullets. So if I do a mixture of maybe the little flowers and little hearts, maybe little stars, I don't know, let's see, because I need 12. Lynn said she received the September-October travel journal kit. Love, love, love the papers. Oh, you know what? It's a pretty one. It's a good one. The Traveler's Notebook Kit, the Fall Traveler's Notebook Kit. Oh, by the way, those of you that ordered that, Class is Tuesday night. So once we're done today, I will come in and send out an email with all the information. So let's just look to see what would happen here if I don't know. These aren't, I need lots more of the little guys, I think. 1, 2, so we can make this work. 3, no, keep that there. I don't know. Star doesn't really kind of work with what I'm going for. Nope. No stars. But these stars, I'm so excited for all these stars because those will go in my December document, my personal project. I didn't include them in the kit, but those will be part of my little personal one because I love a good star. Love me a good star. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need another heart. Nuvo Drops. Yes, you totally could use Nuvo Drops too. Absolutely. So Nuvo Drops. If you aren't sure what Nuvo Drops are, it is a dimensional, let me see. I'm just turning around for a sec, friends. Looking for something to show you. I know I have them. Okay, I'm going to pretend. Okay, one more second. Where are they? Isn't that funny? I know I have a ton somewhere. Well, a ton, probably 5 or 6. Not really a ton, but all right. So Nuvo Drops. All right, well, this is kind of going to be similar. It is a dimensional liquid that dries hard. So this one is called Liquid Pearls. It's a totally different brand, different thing, but it's kind of the same since I couldn't find the other thing I was looking for. So what you can do with something like this, and I've just taken a little piece of plastic, the packaging from my stickers, or you could do this on like a wax paper. You can just squeeze out little drops. Now the Nuvo Drops are like self-leveling, so they will dry. You're almost kind of like making your own little enamel dots, okay? So this that I'm using, not self-leveling, so they have little points from the tips. But anyhow, so see that? You can see how it's making those little kind of, they're really kind of like little enamel dots. So that is something fun to do. You just need to then set it aside and let it dry for a good long time. But Nuvo Drops will do that for you. Then you can kind of make your own little enamel dots. Now, you could, depending on how much of whatever drop you're using, you apply, it could be a really domed. The more you use, the more you use, you're gonna laugh, Karen, because this is what I just saw. The more you use, the more domed it'll be. And then you just kind of have to be careful in your traveler's notebook, because then if you're writing on something after the fact, then sometimes it's a little bumpy. Karen, this is not storage for, these are not Nuvo Drops, but these are stickles. This is a storage unit from scrapbook.com. A little dusty on top, don't mind that. Ooh. I just now wiped that on my white shorts. Whoopsie. Anyhow, I use lots of storage things from scrapbook.com. That little guy goes right there. They have 2 sizes, so a lot of stickles, and I think Nuvo Drops, I don't remember if they come in 1 or 2 sizes, but this little storage thing, 2 different sizes. So I always have linked in my videos a bunch of different storage devices from scrapbook.com. So if you're looking for something like that, just click on one of those links and it'll take you over there and you can find it. But those are fun. The nice thing too is, just really quick, we talked a minute ago about how I store like my glues and things in my little tool caddy up here upside down. These are the same. They're stored upside down. This is kind of like how Heinz ketchup changed some of their packaging so that now the ketchup bottle, the plastic ketchup bottle, sits upside down, but it's not really upside down, so that all the ketchup is sitting like this and it's always flowing down. So no more of taking the bottle and trying to hit it like that. Same concept. Those are stored upside down, so everything's ready for use when you open and you're not squeezing to get it out. All right, you guys are gonna laugh, but if I was by myself, not with you guys, this is what I would be doing right now. I'd be like, oh, you know what? Those are kind of bolder than I want them to be on this list, because this list is pretty soft, and those are a little bit bigger and bolder than I would like right now. So maybe we'll do our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, of course. All right, I need one more. Really just need Nick here the whole time. Nick, go get me this. Nick, go get me that. And these, I think, are a little bit lighter, but they'll work in a pinch. Okay, so I'm going to swap out. Oh, there we go. I'm going to swap out these. I will use those on my next list, except I think I'm going to use the blueberry ones on my next list. So get those out of the way. It is a woman's prerogative to change her mind, right? I think just a little bit bigger and bolder than I would like on that list, just because the feeling's a little bit softer. Okay, swap them out. The butterflies. Oh, these butterflies right here? That's from Willow. Willow. Karen linked in the description. I'm not sure what is left of Willow. I think the stickers are there for sure. I don't know if the die cuts are or not. It's been around. I've had it in and out a couple times, so I'm not sure exactly what's left, but you can check. I have it linked in the description of the video. All right. Yeah, these will be better. Oh, well, okay. Well, we know how much I like yellow, but what's interesting is that little green could even work, but we'll go with the yellow. All right. So now what we'll do, since we might like these to kind of be right next to each other, and they're a little bit crooked, but that's all right. Now we'll do these other guys right next to them. Yellow, what else? What? Karen, I think I missed something. And Wendy, yes, everything in rainbow order, right? Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Biv is the, well, if it's nature's way, then it must be the right way, right? Yes. Roy G. Biv. Roy G. Biv is rainbow order. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. That's like my very educated mother just taught us 9 planets. Did you guys know that one? The little acronyms that you remember, you learn when you're a kid, that my very educated mother just taught us 9 planets. Each, the first letter of each of those words corresponds with the first letter of each of the planets in order from the sun. Yellow, what else? I don't know. I'm totally over my head. Right over my head. Oh, nail polish stands. Kylie said that's a good idea. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Now, when I first came up with my list, I was thinking it was going to be a 1-page, and then I'd have it like this, and there'd be then and now over here. But it's not like that anymore. But so everything I'm writing kind of still has that kind of thought in mind. So the first one is Party of 4 and empty nesters. So back in 2016, we still had, let's see, the first half of 2016, we still had all four of us at home. And then the fall of 2016, Jack left for college. So then four of us at home, now empty nesters, except for a brief little stint here from Sammy. Next one, we lived in Sandy, Utah, and now we are in a city called Cottonwood Heights, literally 1 mile away. We moved from here 1 mile to here. Next one. Back then, I worked for Simple Stories. Now, I work for myself. Mail by mail. Next one. Watch this one. 2020 vision, right? Now, I have progressives. Yikes. Okay. Next one would be teaching in person. I did a lot of that back then. And now, most of what I do is on YouTube. Although, that was starting to change again. I have a couple things planned for this fall, and then a number of things planned for 2022 as far as in-person goes. That doesn't mean I won't continue to do the YouTube, because I love that. And if you ever wonder where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be teaching, or what new project kits are coming out, there is a link on my website up at the top called Upcoming Kits and Classes. So I'll start adding 2022 stuff more towards the end of the year, but fall is always the first thing that books up. So I am like all booked up already for next fall. Scrappy Violet, the reason I chose 2016 for the then, this is kind of the 5 year. So this is 5 years ago, comparing 5 years to now. That's how I picked 2016 and now. Okay, the next one. Now I have to think about this. So just to make sure that we are, that I have this right. So I have a less than and greater than. So I'm not going to write the me. That means I was less than 50. And then this one would be like this. Me greater than 50. Right? Okay, right. I just had to make sure I get that right. And you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. Less than 50. And here, greater than 50. All right, so there we go. There's my list. 2016 to now, how things are different. Okay, so now I am going to put them back in my book. Well, not put them back in. I'm going to put them in the book. Actually, I do still need to come in. Let's get them in the book, and then I'll probably do a little bit more decorating, because it seems a little plain right now. Seems a little bit plain right now. Kind of taking the same concept. You could do like world events too, right? You know, you could do things like hi Sam.
Hello all Laylers.
Sam is saying hello. Sammy is our, no, what are you doing?
I'm giving you a hug.
Oh, thank you. Like you just rolled ow. Thank you. Sam gives really good hugs. Hi, Joanne. So Jill said no outlining. All right. So I did do one outline, but you know what? I think you're right. I think this maybe could use another outline just because that white is pretty stark, right? So let's do another outline. We'll stop at the date, or the year, I should say. That's not really the date. But which reminded me, I do need to do the year. This, depending on what stage of life you're in, I mean, this could be things like dinner back then, which, you know, it might have been, well, it still is a lot of eating out. But maybe if you did the 10-year version or 15-year version or whatever, it could be that, you know, your dinner back then for some of the people in your family was formula or dino chicken nuggets or, you know, squashed peas or, you know, who knows. So you could do a lot of different things as far as little topics go here. Diapers, no diapers, diapers, pull-ups, diapers, regular pants, diapers, potty trained, whatever. Oh yeah, right, look at that. Didn't that make the biggest difference, right? Huge difference, I think, just by doing the outlining. All right, so now let's look what else we might want to add. Now, we do need to do the date, right? Even though we know it's 2021, I need to do a little date there. These honey and spice stickers are cardstock, so these are matte stickers. These are these have like a shiny coating on them, so that's going to work really well for me to use one of the matte stickers. And I think maybe, what about this little green guy? Yeah, I think that works. So let's just, all right. It actually looks like it would go really well there, but I think that would be really confusing because if I had today's date on the then, it'd be like, wait a minute, what? So it kind of needs to go down here in this little corner. I'm using my little multi-purpose tool to just kind of lift that up a little bit. Get it lifted a little bit more here. All right, so now we'll write August 28th. And then we kind of know it's 2021, so I'm not worried about that. All right, let's see. There's lots of great word strips here. Future is ours, easy like Sunday morning. Oh, that's a good song, isn't it? I think Lionel Richie. I really am tempted to sing right now, but I won't because I'm not much of a singer. So you guys know that song, Easy Like Sunday. Oh, I just did it anyway. Easy Like Sunday Morning. That's a good one. All right, so let's see. What would be good here? Quote of the day, mood, so many reasons to smile. That could work. See, what I really want it to do is kind of go kind of in here, but that's not going to work because then it messes up our living our best life. Well, let's just see. I don't think this is, you guys are like, oh my gosh, she's going to move that darn circle one more time. I am, because I can do that. And I'm not worried about that tearing. Ooh, look at that. I'm not worried about any of that tearing because it's going to all get covered up again. I didn't quite, clearly I got down a little bit too low when I was, oh gosh, come on. All right, so if this goes up here like this, better get rid of those things. They can't be sticking out. Boy, this is like really doing some major surgery here. Actually, I'm going to cut a little bit of that off just because it was. All right, so living our best life, that can still sit right there. Like that. And then our bird can go right back where he was. And now we'll lift this up again. and make it come just a little bit more right here. All right, now let's see if there's something else that we need over here. I feel like we need one of those butterflies because I think I always use butterflies, right? There's butterflies are very common in scrapbooking collections. That one could work. Oh, look, same one. I think this one is maybe a little bit too bold in there. Ooh, well, look at this one. This is a yellow. This is a sticker. This could work. Oh, yes, I like that. There we go. And then we need to trim off part of this little guy because it wants to go onto the other page. So normally what I would do right here, I would take this sticker and put it right here. But I don't think it's going to quite work here just because there's so much, right? If you're looking at the book this way, it would work, but there's so much on this side because we're at the end of the book and then there's nothing here because there's only one page. We have too much of a gap. So it'll just be cut off right there. All right, I think we're probably pretty close unless I want to look at a few other little stickers on here now to maybe kind of fill in. We'll just see. No, not there. Let's just see what else we have. Kind of like this. What's going on outside? Somebody's making lots of noise. Nope, not that either. A few more. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing, and then if we don't like it, then we're gonna call it good. Oopsie. Maybe this heart. Nope. Okay, I think we're good. We're good. We're calling it good. All right, so there's our first list, then and now. Okay, let's clean up some of these things. And I am going to put all of these guys back in the little pouch. The pouches are how I store collections when I'm still pretty much working with the full collection. And that's what I've still been kind of doing with Willow. So when I'm still working with the collection, I like to keep all the pieces together so that everything's together when I go to use it. So these little pouches I just get on Amazon, and they're linked in the description of the video, along with lots of the other storage things that I use. Then when I've kind of really worked my way through a collection, I will separate it. So I take all the butterfly die cuts and put them with all the rest of the butterfly die cuts I have. I take all the flowers, put them with the rest of the flowers I have, just so then I'm kind of working. Excuse me, gosh, frog in my throat. Then I'm working with products that are more themed as opposed to a particular collection. Okie dokies. So let's move this off to the side. And ready for our next two lists. Let's get these away too, because they'll just be in our way. All right. Next up, we have... Hi, Kim. Next up, we have The Perfect Day. So, I'm going to talk about something. Actually, we're going to jump to favorite foods as a kid. The reason we're going to jump to that right now, oh, hang on. I have a little glue, a little tiny bit of glue right there that is making the page stick. Let me just get that off. Not glue, adhesive, tape runner. Did I get it? Okay, I think that'll be better. All right, so when we were working earlier this summer, I wanted to do a Summer Olympics page. It was during the Summer Olympics, and I wanted to do a page about some of my favorite Summer Olympic events. And I really wanted to use the green, and then totally forgot about the green and started stamping in the black. And I went, no, I don't want to do that. So I actually just skipped these pages and said, I'll come back to these. I'm not going to come back to this spread at all. I'm going to skip it. So what I'm going to do, and this is a little trick or tip, if you ever do that, and for some reason you decide you want to skip some pages in your insert, just go ahead and adhere them together. All right, so I'm just going to adhere both of these together like this. Da-da-da. And now we never even know what was there. So here I am going to do my second list for today, favorite kid foods. So favorite kid foods, I will do on this page, it will be a single page list. Because I had stamped on the other side of that page, you can say, I have nothing left to say about summer, never ever. Right now, I'm just thinking, Kim, and I'm going to write something down because usually every summer, I've got to figure out, I have lists now for so many weeks ahead. Usually we do like a summer favorites, right? List. We also do a favorite memories. And I usually maybe favorite childhood summer memories or maybe favorite adult summer memories. But I think maybe what we'll do next week, maybe we'll do one last summer. Hi, Mom. We'll do one last summer. Perfect timing, Mom. The list we're about ready to do. So we will do maybe next week one last summer list, and it will be like favorite memories from this summer. So as summer's starting to winding down, some of your favorite things about this most recent summer. But the list we'll do right now is favorite kid foods. And I was so glad that, I'm so glad we're doing this list because there is a kid food that I had when I was a little kid. And for years, I'm like, what was that? What was that? And I could never remember what it was called. And I found out what it was called. We'll talk about that in a second. But I have a little bit of shadowing, right? So I had stamped summer in black on the previous page, right? And so there's a little bit of shadowing. That's okay. I just know that I need to now put a piece of pattern paper here, just like I did here, and write my list on that so I don't see any of the shadowing. That's kind of hard to get around. If you're stamping whatever was on the back side or on the front side of your list, you may have some shadowing. So that's a lot of times I like to have a piece of background paper because I just like to do that for my list. But in this case, it's going to be fun because it'll be background paper that's cute, but it'll also be functional. Cover that up. All right. So for this list, have you guys thought about your favorite kid foods? Now that just reminded me, I do not have, I still need Nick. I'm sure. Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm not going to go get it, but I'm going to try to grab Nick and have him go get something for me. Okay, Sam's bringing it for me. I just had to, spend a little bit more time explaining to him what it was he was looking for. Oops, need my other light now. There we go. Those lights sometimes make such a big difference. Okay, so how I got so sidetracked, squirreled, is that I never talked about what today's prize was going to be. So Sam is going to get that. But in order to kind of participate in the, yes, Sammy?
One more time.
Hold on guys, I'm so sorry. face where my computer normally is, over to the right from there on the desk, there's like two little canvas pouches, string pouch things, have like a little green slot on them. Okay, take two. We're trying that again. Anyhow, and if he still doesn't know, still can't find it, then I'll go get it. Anyway, so for today's giveaway, we'll see what the prize is in a minute, but to participate in today's giveaway, I'll have you leave a comment on the video after we're done, so not in the chat, but after we're done on the video. And that perfect, Sammy, thank you.
That's blue. That is teal blue.
Oh,
not
okay,
green.
sorry, but okay, anyhow. All right, sweetie. Anyhow, oh yes, leave a comment telling me what one of your favorite foods was as a kid, okay? Patience of a saint. Oh, Wendy, you do not know me at all. I have the patience of a gnat. Like literally, I have zero patience. But you can still hear me. I'm still on camera, even though you can't really see me. So I have to have the patience of a saint, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, anyhow, leave me a comment on the video after it's over. Not right now in the chat, but after it's over. You can't leave a comment until after it's over. Telling me what one of your favorite foods was as a kid. And this week's prize from my friend Andy. You guys know Andy. Andy is the one who makes, oh, look at what's in here. I didn't know what she had in here. I haven't opened these yet. She makes the List It stamps for me. So we have List It mini clips and more, and List It 3. And this is her little mascot. Sloopy. I think his name is Sloopy. But a little pin. Look at, isn't that cute? Like it's little glitter. So anyhow, that little bag with those goodies inside. And all you need to do to participate in that giveaway this week is once the video is over, come back, leave a comment telling me one of your favorite foods as a kid. And then I will draw for that next week. I also have several of those. Look, she's so good to me. Anytime I place a reorder, she sends me giveaways. So we'll do those over the next couple weeks. So one for this week. All right, favorite kid foods. So what I'm going to do for my next two lists, I am pulling Sweet Story. So Sweet Story is a Maggie Holmes collection. I pulled out the pad and then also the stickers. Oh, the sloth is really cute, I know. The bag, everything. So cute. Karen, you're holding it right now. Fun. All right, so I am using stickers. I am using one of the papers from the pad. I will be using the Florence Alpha stickers in orange, and I am using these little chipboard stickers. Chipboard, like super thin chipboard. I mean, really not even chipboard. But I thought I would use this and this because these are just so cute. This just reminds me of being a kid. But they're super cute little stickers that I think they're called, for some reason, they're called Project 52. I don't know why they're called Project 52, Project Life, but Project 52. Anyhow, I have linked these in the description of the video. So I'm going to for sure use that and that. So let's get that out. And right now, since I don't quite know where I'm going to use that yet, I will just cut these guys off of the little sheet just so I can get the rest of the sheet kind of off to the side. And I don't know, I might have to use one of these little arrows because I think these arrows are so cute too. All right, let's see how we do with those to start. And then those orange I thought would be just so cute. I like orange, I really like yellow. I'd probably use yellow, but yellow here, so orange over here. 52 weeks. Oh, Project 52. That makes sense. Oh, goodness, yeah. That totally makes sense, Denise. It's funny, Project Life, Project 52. All right. So, let's see. I pulled out a few papers kind of before I thought before I had an idea what I was going to do. But I think this, I don't know, that rainbow paper I think is what I think it's going to be because these are all really tame. But these may get used. Oh, I know where those are going to get used. Ooh. Okay. those are going to get used maybe over in my other list because this morning I decided to go from 1 page to 2 page. All right, and that may end up within the list too. So let's leave that over there. And when I trim this, I obviously need to trim it because this is 6 by 8 and my insert is standard wide. I like to go over this every couple of times just so we can all see the difference. So standard wide is 8.25 by 5. So when you open it up, you have basically 8.25 by 10, which is kind of a good, amount of room to work with. Standard wide. Standard is 8.25, same height, but it's 4.33 inches wide, right? So it is a tad bit narrower, but when you're working with not a lot of space and when you open up, now you have like an extra 1.5 inches when you open. So that's the difference. Standard wide. Standard wide. I normally use 6 by 8 pads in my traveler's notebooks because I only have to trim them down a tad and the pattern is scaled. So it is scaled. This was probably at one point also available in a 12 by 12 piece. On a 12 by 12 piece, these words would have been much bigger. So if I take a 12 by 12 and cut it down, it will still work, but I lose a lot of the pattern. And in this case, I would lose a lot of the words just because it's not scaled down on a 12 by 12. With all of that said, I have my 6 by 8. I need to trim my 6 by 8 down because it's too wide. When I trim it, I'm going to trim from the left edge instead of the right. Because if I trim from the left, I'll still have some of that cute mint in that lower corner. So when I'm trimming a background for my insert, I generally trim to 4 3/4 inches wide. The reason it's a little bit raw up there. Let me just try to clean that up. All right, 4 3/4 inches wide. I do that because we are 5 by 8, right? And my paper, 5 by 8.25. My paper is 8, which means I have a 1/4 inch top to bottom. So I cut the width to 4.75, so I have 1/4 inch left to right. All right, let's grab the corner rounders. The corner rounder, not rounders, just need one. All right, here we go here. Terry, you headed off to the cabin. Yes, hopefully no bears. Or if you are there, hopefully the bears aren't there when you're there. Or the bears are from a distance. But moose, those would be okay. Maybe you have some moose. All right, so now we need some white cardstock for my list. So we have white cardstock, 8.25. I have this always linked in the description of the video. This is, I think it's a Nina cardstock from Amazon, 200 or 250 sheets. And this is pretty much what I use in my lists. 8.25 because, again, we're working with a standard wide insert, which would be 8.25. And then 5 inches wide. So 5 and 5. So I can get 2 with very little waste. That's why I like to use 8.5 by 11 instead of 12 by 12. Now that I've cut those would be if I wanted to have the entire page covered in white, right? Which I do not because I already know that this is going to be my background. So what I want to do now is my background is 4.75 by 8, and I think I want to have plenty. Let's just start at 4 1/4 by 7.5, and let's see what that gets us. I don't know if that will get it. Oh, maybe it does. It gets us enough, but I think we feel like we need maybe a little tiny bit more of that rainbow showing. So let's go 4 by 7 1/4. There we go. That gives us more of that rainbow. All right, let's take all of this out of the way. And hi, Francis. Ooh, an international pen show? Wow, that sure sounds like fun. An international pen show. I bet there's some really cool things to see there. All right. There we go. Yep, just that little tiny mint. So this guy will be somewhere in here. And this little guy will be somewhere. Oh, look at that. Okay, I did not plan that. But look at that mint ties in like perfectly with that mint. Love it when things like that happen. Now, I don't know, friends, because look at my orange is really different from that kind of coral color there. But the orange goes really well with that guy. So maybe I won't let it bother me. I'm just kind of thinking in my head about how I want to do the title. So I have my little handy dandy ruler out and my, okay, so Wanda said use pink. All right, so let's look at something, Wanda. Let's grab out all the alphabet stickers. Okay, so I know I want to use the Florence on this one because Florence is kind of kid oriented. It's not kid oriented, what am I saying? It's not kid oriented. It's just kind of a fun, whimsical font. Oh, that would totally work. Okay, let's do that. I like it. I like it, Wanda. Thank you. Okay, so F. What I may do, okay, hold on. I need to write something out. Let's just write this out real quick. Oh my gosh, that was a whole other one. I have so many lists, you guys, so many list ideas. Okay, so favorite, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kid, foods, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I think that will work. I'll have a little bit of an extra space between the kid and foods. So if we do favorite and then kid foods. Favorite on the first line. So I'm taking my little tweezers, I am taking my metal ruler, and I am lining up the letters on the ruler. Oopsie, 2 A's. Don't need 2 A's. I'm lining those up on the ruler because that will make sure that things are number 1 straight. But number 2, it'll make it really easy for me to place them in the center of my page when we're ready. Oh, the container, Kim. That is another storage item from scrapbook.com. I don't think I have that one linked, but if you click on any of those scrapbook.com storage items, it'll take you there. So, hi, Nancy. Welcome, Nancy. So fun to have you, first time watcher. So, I'm trying to show this. And my video's about, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 seconds behind, so I can't see what you're seeing yet. Anyhow, it is angled. It is angled, so, and it has 3 different sections. It's not acrylic. It is like a super, super, super heavy duty, thick, white cardboard. And then there is a like plastic, shiny kind of coating all around it. I will add the link to this when we're done so you guys know where to find it if you need, but you can also find it at scrapbook.com. If you just click on one of the links in the description of my video under the storage items, it might be there, but you'll find something that will take you there. Okay, so let's see. White paper, Pam, the white paper is not printer paper, it is cardstock. I have it linked in the description of the video, more towards the top, kind of it's under the like things I use all the time. It's a, it is a Nina cardstock, 8.5 by 11. I like to use something that's a little bit heavier than regular printer paper. Okay. Favorite. Wanda, how long have you been married? Wanda said, I wish this kind of scrapbooking was a thing back. Yes, sweetie? Okay, see you later. Thank you. Love you too. How Hi, Joanne. Okay, Wanda said, I wish this kind of scrapbooking was a thing back when I first got married, or maybe it was, and I just didn't know about it. So first, Wanda, when did you get married? When was that? And you know what? What we're doing, it is scrapbooking, right? It is scrapbooking. It's memory keeping. Whether we use photos or not, it is just a different way of recording your memories. 40 years. Oh my gosh, congratulations. Oh, Wanda, you were probably the one, I think, who said that you wanted to do the then and now list from the 40 years, right? Is that you? All right, favorite. And I'll just mention this right now because somebody last time I used these letters said, hey, wait a minute, you forgot to take out the insides. These letters do not have insides. So you see there is no inside of the O, no inside of the A or the R or the E, which I think makes it kind of fun. All right, so once I get them lined up straight, now I can bring my ruler in. I won't put the lion down yet, which is a nice thing. It's a little tip when I use these kind of stickers. Cut them away from the packaging. So keep the packaging, that little, I don't know, acrylic piece, whatever it is. Keep it on the packaging because that lets you move it around until you exactly know where you want to place it. You don't have to commit. Like, would have been nice if we had, it's not vellum. It's just like a harder piece of plastic. Bendable, flexy, whatever. I wish I had that on the circle, acetate, there we go. On the circle that we just did the bird, because remember how many times I lifted that off? It's nice that that guy can just move around. So we'll kind of decide where we think we want him. And then favorite would work right there. So I don't have to commit yet. I can move this around anywhere I want to make sure that I get it centered. But in this case, I don't want it centered, right? Because my little guy is going to go probably about right there. But I do want it now centered between the little guy and the edge of the white. So I think that's right where we'll go. Slide him out. And now I just press down the top of those letters and yep, there we go. Lined up where I want them to be. Now I wanted the O to be in the middle because I didn't want it to be low. Then I need to take the little center of the I. We'll put that right up there. Okay, favorite. I think, actually, I'm gonna I'll wait to put that one down until I get kid foods. 41, oh my gosh. Jeanette, congratulations, 41 years, that is amazing. That is something to be extremely proud of. Extremely proud of. Debbie, ding, 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 ding. Debbie said, creative listing can be whatever you want it to be. Traveler's notebooks are great for so many different things. Yes. Here's the thing. If you are new and you're like, wait a minute, what is that notebook that she's working in? Oh my gosh, a year and a half ago, I guess, very beginning of COVID. That's how some of you, I think, found me. Did a video about, it's a great 101, like intro to traveler's notebooks. So if you would like to learn more about what like this thing is, these traveler's notebook insert, and the different things you can do with them, there is a great video called Intro to Traveler's Notebooks. You'll find it here on my channel. I would highly encourage you to check that one out. Favorite kid, no, not kids foods. Kid food, not kids. Well, kids, kid food, favorite kid food. So this for me, these are going to be my favorite kid foods from when I was growing up. This is another one of those lists that would be really fun to do around the dinner table, right? You're eating, ask the different members of your family, what was your favorite kid food growing up? Because Nick and I were actually talking about this last night, and he's like, what are your lists today or tomorrow? And I'm like, oh, this one. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad. One of my favorite kid foods, I could never remember what it was called, and I found it, and anyhow, it's just it would kind of be a fun little topic to have it with your friends even. So maybe it's with your family, have a conversation like this, but maybe too, it's just with friends. When we were on our trip earlier this summer, we were with very dear friends of ours, 3 couples, all very dear friends of ours. And my friend Karen, who has been, she's on every once in a while. She doesn't do any of this, but she just likes to hang out and chit chat. She said, oh my gosh, I have the greatest idea for one of your lists. And I said, what? And she said, childhood injuries. And I'm like, oh, that's a great one. We actually did end up doing childhood lists. Childhood injuries. But when we were with that group of friends, I think one night at dinner, we all sat around and talked about what was one of your childhood injuries. So our list topics are fun, but you can also, you don't even have to do what I do. You don't even have to do, get stickers out or anything. You could just sit down with your family or friends and talk about any of them. What are your favorite kid foods? What do you remember from when you were a kid? Oh my gosh, remember this? Oh my gosh, that was so good. Ooh, that was disgusting. I would never eat that. Would we eat that now? Would we feed that to our kids now? Or grandkids or neighbors or whatever? All right, so here we go. That little lion, I think, is just so cute. And then this, oh yes, it just works perfectly. Okay, and now I'm not going to do any washi here because I have that is just kind of going to be that, that's the star of the show down there. A lot of times I put washi down towards the end or towards the bottom because I feel like I need a little bit of, something to tie it all together, but I don't need it there. All right, favorite kid food. Sandy said, I'm visiting my sister and I were just talking about what we liked as a kid, back late 50s, early 60s, right? Tracy's kids like banana, peanut butter, and bacon sandwiches. Oh my gosh, they got them from their grandma. Hi, Nancy. Our Cracker Box Cottage by Anita Goldsmith. Hello, Our Cracker Box Cottage. We need an acronym for you. You do, so you make lists for everything. So I do too. I've been making lists forever. Since I was a little kid. It's just how my mind thinks. I just always think I write a list. But these are creative lists. These are just a totally different way of doing things, right? Maybe this guy. No. I don't think this will get used. Anyhow. But I do, is this going to work if I pop him off? I need to pop him up just a little bit. Be careful. Oh yeah, nope. Okay, so that was interesting. That happens often. That was the backing of the chipboard that had the adhesive on it. So what I need to do is I need to grab something. And I'm actually glad that happened because this is a good time to talk about something. Let me just find what I need here. Oops, not quite. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So, we really haven't had this kind of thing happen before because I don't use chipboard a lot in my lists. This is super, super thin chipboard. Like it is so thin. So I can use something like that in my traveler's notebooks in my list because I don't have to worry about it being too bumpy. But generally, chipboard is usually probably 3 or 4 times as thick as that. So I don't like to use it in my traveler's notebook. But this is a common thing that happens with chipboard. It's just a common thing that happens. The backing, this is what had the adhesive on it. And it peeled right off. And a lot of times that happens if you're working with chipboard. So there's a couple different things that you could use now because it's not sticky. I need to adhere it. I could use my tape runner, but my tape runner, sometimes you need it to have a little bit more stick than that. If I was working on maybe a chipboard mini book, I would go ahead and get out my liquid adhesive. But I don't want to do that here because I don't want to put liquid wet adhesive here because liquid sometimes in paper don't play very well together. What I was reaching for though is my glue dots. So I have some larger glue dots here and this is always a crapshoot. We'll see how well this works. Sometimes you can get the glue dot to release from the sheet, and sometimes you can't because it just sticks to the chipboard and then pulls a little bit of the chipboard off. So let's see if we can get that to work. Nope. Okay, so let's go to my tape runner. All right, I wanted to move all of that. I wanted to move this guy down a little bit because I want to do a line here separating my title from my list. Okay, and then I can make my list down here. Okay, yeah, so here's the thing. A glue stick, Ronnie. A glue stick probably wouldn't work with that chipboard because it's so porous. It would, I think it'd suck it right in and it may have a hard time sticking. Depends, but you could certainly try it, and I could have tried it, but in that case, I just had my tape runner there, so tape runner was going to work. All right, fried bologna. See, I've never had fried bologna. I don't think. My mom, if she was still on, I think she had fried bologna. I think she really liked fried bologna. E6000. So E6000 definitely would, but also liquid. So I kind of don't want to have liquid here. I don't want it to warp the paper. Isn't that funny? Fried bologna. I used to love, I guess this wasn't even on my list, like fried bologna. Oh my gosh. I mean, not fried bologna. Bologna and Miracle Whip and Kraft singles on Wonder Bread, right? That was my kind of sandwich when I was a little kid. Now I think I'd probably barf 8 times if I had that. It's funny because even Miracle Whip anymore, I'm like, oh yeah, no. I used to love Miracle Whip, but not anymore. All right, here we go. Favorite foods as a kid. Now I have a lot. I have 14, and you guys might make me remember some more. I know, Mom, do you believe that? I can't stand Miracle Whip anymore. In fact, I probably have some in the well, I don't know. It's probably past due. I was going to say, if you want it, you can have it. But yeah, I think it's probably past due. All right, so I'm going to start my list. And yes, you can, but we better check the date. Let's check the date because it might be bad. All right, so I'm just going to start. One of my very favorite, oh, I know what I will do. I'm going to grab a little stamp. I am going to grab, oh, maybe we'll play with some colored ink. I am going to grab the little asterisk stamp from the Scattered Thoughts stamp set. It's the one that always wants to, it's the one that gets, no, that's the heart. Okay, no heart. The asterisks. There we go. I know it may seem odd. You may be like, well, an asterisk, that's just some lines. Why would you not just, oh, Leo, my brain. Why would you not just, woohoo. Why would you not just write the asterisks every time? Because I want them all to be the same size. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to do some color matching. Let's grab our handy dandy color swatches. So these are swatches of all of my Distress inks. And so, oh, it might be kind of fun to do, I don't know if there's one like that. Let's see if there's one like that. They're in rainbow order. So that coral color, not worn lipstick. Ooh, abandoned, I don't know, abandoned coral is kind of between those two. Let's see if we can find something a little bit more corally. Dried marigold, I don't know, dried marigold might be it. Let's see. Ooh, spiced marmalade. All right, let's look at both of those. Dried marigold and spiced marmalade. Okay, hold on while I grab those, okay? I'm just right here. Spiced Marmalade is right there because I have them in Roy G. Bib order. So it makes it really easy for me to find them. Okay, dried marigold, spiced marmalade. And the reason that I swatch them, I think the reason why a lot of people swatch their inks is because, oh wait, abandoned coral. Let me get that one too. Is because, oh, there it is. They sometimes look quite a bit different stamped than they do, you know, they try to get the best color that they can, representation there, but sometimes it's not quite what you need. Okay. Oh, that reminds me of one though. I just forgot. One that I loved too. All right, but the one that's the most favorite, and I hope someone's like, oh my gosh, I remember those. I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Okay, even if really you're not, just pretend, okay? At least one person has to pretend that. Okay, so that's abandoned coral. That's pretty close. Okay, abandoned coral. Spiced marmalade. Can we still see? Oh, I don't know. Spiced marmalade is, okay. You know, I think it might be spiced marmalade. Abandoned coral was good, but I think it's too much pink with that. So far, spiced marmalade is it. Let me just kind of get that a little bit cleaned off. And now let's look at dried marigold. Whoopsie, dried marigold. But I think that spiced marmalade is the winner. Oh, I pressed too hard on that one. Well, either one could work. Totally either one. I think I'm going to go with spiced marmalade. All right, put those two off to the side. Spiced marmalade is it. Okay, all right. So now, I have lots of these. Lots of things on my favorite kid food list. Really what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to have like 2 little columns. So I probably need to write kind of small here. So this is the nice thing about having a stamp for a little shape like this, because I get the exact same shape every time, and I don't have to have a pen to do that. I can use my cute little ink, my matching, to do that. Ooh, I better stop right there. Okay, let's just start there because I may decide to come up here. All right, so my very, 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 very favorite thing when I was a little kid, and you're going to have to Google this. It's called Space Food Sticks. Space Food Sticks. Okay, so Nick came up with this. I was explaining it to him last night, and he's like, I have no idea what that is. But after I was trying to explain it to him, a little stick, probably about this tall. Yes, Trace, space food sticks, but I didn't know that's what they were called. They look like a long Tootsie Roll, but they're maybe 2/3 of the width or circumference of a Tootsie Roll. They made them in, no, Tracy, it's not that though, I don't think. They made them in, although I think when did they go to the moon? 68? Or 69. They made them in like chocolate, peanut butter, caramel. They're called, this all I learned. Okay, let me back up. The way that I found out what they were called, last night I Googled, like snacks from the 70s, kid snacks from the 1970s or something, okay? And so I Googled that. And you guys, right away, that's the first thing that came up. They were called space food sticks. And I'm like, what in the world? First of all, that is like the worst marketing in a century. I mean, space food stick, what in the world? But I guess it was in the 70s. So they're called space food sticks because NASA originally invented them for astronauts because they had the perfect blend of carbs and fat and protein. And so they were a snack that they would send with the astronauts. This is long before, long before there was ever such a thing as a protein bar. And so that's what they were. Well, Pillsbury somehow got a hold of them and totally rebranded them. So you will see, if you Google it, you'll see boxes that have Pillsbury on it. But they're still called space food sticks or space food snacks. Or some of the boxes I saw they called them food sticks. Now, again, horrible marketing. Whoever that ad agency was back there who came up with that name, food stick, bad. But anyhow, those space food sticks were my very, very favorite. And so last night when I found it, I sent it a link to my sister and my mom. And my mom's like, I totally forgot all about those. But they were so good. Space food sticks. I guarantee you those don't exist today. Pudding pops. You guys remember pudding pops? Pudding pops, it was like a popsicle, but it was made out of pudding. Pudding pop. Okay. I loved TV dinners. Usually that's because my parents were going out somewhere. Space food sticks were discontinued in 2014. See, isn't that crazy? I had no idea they were even around that long. TV dinners, usually my mom and dad were going out on a date, and so the babysitter would come over and we'd have TV dinners. Sometimes when the babysitter came over, we would have fish sticks. Fish sticks that you would cook in the oven and eat with ketchup. Oh yeah, sherry pot pies. I was not a pot pie fan. You know why? Because I hate peas. And there are little green peas and orange carrots, squares and circles floating around in the pot pies. So TV dinners with or without the dessert. So I liked it with the dessert, but the dessert was always like molten hot lava that would bubble out into all the other sections. So that part I hated. But I liked the dessert. And I hated Salisbury steak because I don't even know what that is. Okay. Let's see. Down here, I'm going to write this one down here. There was something. Poor man's ramaki. If my mom is still on, she will probably have a chuckle about this. So, ramaki is duck livers wrapped in bacon, and then I think there's also water chestnut in there. So that's what a ramaki is. Poor man's ramaki is without the duck liver. Now, my parents, I don't know if it was my mom or my dad, when they would make poor man's ramaki, they would take Wonder Bread and you'd flatten it out, and then they'd make little strips of it. And then you'd put peanut butter on those little strips. You would wrap that around a water chestnut. Then you would wrap bacon around that and then put a toothpick through it and cook it in the oven. And oh my gosh, the best thing ever. And that was poor man's ramaki. So I mean, not really a kid food, but when I was a kid, I loved that. Okay, I've got to make my little thing here. So the things that I am marking off. Yes, Hamburger Helper was also on my list. I loved Hamburger Helper. Hamburger Helper. I also loved cream of wheat, which seriously sounds like the grossest thing. But cream of wheat with milk and butter and you know what's going to happen, guys? I don't have any room over here. So this will be interesting. We're going to have to add a little something else right here. So cream of wheat, milk, butter, and brown sugar. So good. Another one I loved, and this, way back when I was a kid, you couldn't find these in the US. You could find them in Japan, because we lived in Japan for several years. Pocky Sticks, not hockey sticks, Pocky Sticks. Pocky Sticks, a little like bread looking stick, but it wasn't bread, then covered in part chocolate. So Pocky Sticks. Now you see those all over, but back then those were special. I also loved, okay, so I have room for one more now. I had more things on my list. I loved corn dogs, loved Captain Crunch, loved Pop Rocks. Pop Rocks really wasn't, yes, they do. They sell Pocky Sticks now, for sure. Pop Rocks, but that's not really. Oh, cinnamon sugar toast with loads of butter. Yes, still good. Fruit roll-ups, Muggle Lunch. Okay, I saw that when I Googled. TCBY yogurt, but that wasn't really when I was a kid. More probably when I was in high school, but TCBY yogurt was fun. Capri Sun. Totino's microwave pizza, again, a little bit older. But I think the last one that was really from when I was when I was a kid. And I wasn't sure what they were called, so I had to look them up. Bomb Pops. And those are the popsicles that were the red, white, and blue, shaped like a rocket. Bomb Pops. All right, so there we go. Let's go back now and look at our little stickers and see what might work. One of those little faces. Oh, I know what'll be good. Let's take, ooh, yippee or hooray. Okay, we have a few things we could use. So let's look. We could use maybe the yippee or the hooray. That might work. Sun-kissed fun fruits. I don't know what those are. Mandy, I think you're a little bit younger than me, yeah? Or a lot. All right, so one of those, or one of these little guys, one of these little circles. Let's look. Oh, you know what's interesting? I think one of the reasons, let's talk about why one of the reasons these two fonts work well together. Let me see. This also does not have two totally different brands, totally different manufacturers, but something similar, right? This one also, the O does not have a center. It just made me realize, though, I didn't dot the I up there on kid. All right. Now I could do this for our boys and talk about what their favorite kid foods were, if I wanted. But, okay, so Fabulous could go kind of right in here, maybe. I don't know. Just sit that down for a sec. We're just playing. Oh, sure, why not? That'll work there. That'll work there. I need one more little thing right there, I think. So let's see. Maybe. Let's see what else we have over here. Oh, love this. Oh, we didn't even go this way, did we? Move this guy. And let's see. The yippee could work. All right, if we go with the yippee, the Fabulous has to move because it's yellow, yellow. And I don't want to have two yellows. So if Wonderful went here, and then this guy would have to, let's get our multi-purpose tool. This guy would have to pop up a little bit. Chef Boyardee cheese ravioli in the can. In the can. All right, same thing. Again, that pulled up again. And the only reason that pulled up is just because I used the multi-purpose tool and lifted it. Oopsie, that didn't work out well at all. All right, so if Yippee went right here, and then this guy went here. All right, so now I'm going to do that. Put this little guy right here, and it will say, oh yes. And then I need to chop part of it off because it is too long. Actually, I don't want to use those. I'm going to grab my Teflon scissors. All right, now remember, the giveaway this week, one of your favorite foods as a kid. So I just used my little Teflon scissors to chop that off. And then I will just make a little date right here. This would be August 2021. Okay, there we go. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put this little guy back in there. Oh, I think I was trying to say something and I think I totally got sidetracked. I think my mind got sidetracked. Oh yes, giveaway. Leave a comment on the video once it's over. One of your favorite foods as a kid. Oh, and also, if you haven't liked the video, given it a thumbs up, would you please? I would appreciate that. That's very important to the way that all the social medias work, whether it's YouTube or, oh, cute, love it. All right, friends. Hot dogs. Oh, look at SpaghettiOs, homemade mac and cheese, Jolly Rancher sticks. Oh, yes. Spam sandwiches. Oh, yeah, no, Karen. I don't even know what Vicio is. Yeah. Okay. All right, friends. So now we're ready for our third list. And I am ready to move out of this insert because it is full with the exception of the last page. And I need to do something on the last page, but I won't put a list there. So out with this guy. And I will very soon do a flip through of that. Let me just get some of these things picked up here real quick, just so things are kind of in some semblance of order. I think this Florence alphabet is probably one of my favorites, just because I think it's so different, and it just gives a totally different, I mean, it has a lot of personality to it. Lots and lots of personality. All right, put this one back. Get these out of the way. Those are also, my letter stickers are also in Roy G. Bibb order, so I can find them easily when I need. Okay. Garbage. These need to go away, but these we'll put off to the side because those have to go in their right place. All right, if we can just do a quick reset here, then makes it much easier to keep going for my brain. All right. Third list is the perfect day, okay? What's your perfect day? You get to decide. There are no constraints. You decide what your perfect day is. This is going to be a 2-page list. I need a new insert. Da, 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 da. So 2-page, I will skip the first page. Quisps. That, I don't know, Quisp sounds. Oh, Joni's last name. Huh, I get it. It's Joanne's. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I was so confused. Kicks. Oh my gosh, Lauren and the Yarn, I totally forgot that. I loved Kicks. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to make us another list topic. Favorite kid cereals. Whenever we get there. There's so many. Because I loved cereal when I was a kid. Kicks, but I loved Kicks. Kicks. Okay. Never mind. In my head, I'm thinking, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. Kicks, no. But Kicks had some kind of little slogan, I remember, or song or something. All right, the perfect day. You get to decide what your perfect day is. No constraints at all. No constraints at all. You can be, well, you'll understand why I say no constraints in a minute. All right, so I pulled this paper out from Sweet Story because I wanted to mix with Reaching Out. So wanted to mix with Reaching Out stickers. Kim, This is for you. I just had an email this morning from my distributor. The Bungalow Lane paper pads are on the way. So I will use Bungalow Lane within the next week or two. Okay, so I thought it'd be fun to mix both of these because there's a lot of this blue in that paper, the flowers in the paper, and then we'll mix in some of the reaching out stickers as well. So I need another piece of paper though. We need to have, this is a 2-page spread, so I think this one. I think that, because those two go really well together, they coordinate, right? I still always love this one, but this is a little bit. Okay, I know how I can use this paper. This paper will go over here. I'll talk about that more in a minute. All right, and why that will work. And then this will go on this side. All right, let's get our trimmer out. Oh, I'm gonna have a quick sip of iced tea. Lemonade. Did I already do kids cereals, Colleen? Maybe I did. I'll have to go look at the list, because if I already did it, I won't go do it again. If we already did it, but you didn't do it with us, that's okay. And the way you know if we did it or not, because this is what I will do, you can go and look at, I have 2 different documents. I've linked to 2 different documents also in the description of the video. One is our list topics from 2020. The other is our list topics through July for 2021. And I will continue to update that. So those are great places to go if you are looking for some of our past lists. So really quick, I just, I rotated this because this already had a bunch of kind of words cut off. So if I'm going to cut from one of the sides, I figured I'd just cut from that one. That needs to be 4 3/4, although it probably won't even matter because I'll be cutting more off. All right, there we go. Actually, before I put that away, I also am going to need this. So I am going to determine, actually, I only need it over here. And this will make sense momentarily. Hold on, I'm trying to think and then talk at the same time, and that does not work for me. My brain doesn't work that way. I can't chew gum and talk at the same time either. Okay, so this will be, I think this will be 4 1/4. And we are 8, so 7 1/2. 4 1/4 by 7 1/2. There we go. That will give me a nice little border there. A little bit less. Let's go 4 and 7 1/4. There. Now we have a little bit more. Okay, out of the way. Probably done with that for a while. Personal pizzas at McDonald's. Don't remember that. Yes, Karen, the frozen Totino's pizza, which were like the thinnest pieces of cardboard ever. But I liked them when I was a kid. But I think too that was, kid is, I guess, the kid, you kind of have to define kid, because that would be more like probably middle school age for me as opposed to like kid age. Oh, you guys, not thinking, sorry. I don't know where my mind was there. I do not know, because that made no sense at all. Sorry, hang on, give me one sec. Give me a sec. Okay, that is 4 by 7 1/4. All right. I did not mean to round the outer corners there. That made no sense. What I meant to do was round these two outer corners. Rice-a-roni. Rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. Right? Isn't that funny how we remember those little jingles? Doesn't seem like they really do jingles as much anymore. That would be a fun one. Jingles. Right? That'd be another fun commercial. I mean, commercial. Oh, gosh, Lil. So, you guys know, well, maybe, I've been having a string of migraines lately that has not been good. And I had another one yesterday. I woke up with, well, I've had them quite a bit, but had one yesterday morning and woke up with it, and it was bad. And it just kind of just put me in a weird spot all day. And I think I'm having the migraine hangover from that. Okay, perfect day. So, my plan is here. I am going to incorporate photos. Did we do jingles? I can't remember. Yes, advertising does work. So I'm going to incorporate photos here. And I started finding photos and then I ran out of time. So this will be another one where I will come back and I will add photos here. And I'm not quite sure. I know I want to add a lot of photos. So I think what I'll probably end up doing is something like... Maybe. We'll just do this. My pencil leads need to be replaced. So something like that. That's the thought. And then I'll just like barely tack that down just so I don't forget when I'm ready to add those photos. All right, over here. My perfect day. So, have you guys thought about this one? Whether you're listing with me or not, have you thought about what your perfect day is? What's your perfect day? What would it be? All right, I need to do title first. My perfect day, my perfect day, my perfect day. What do I want to use? Oh, I know. All right, let's look for some, oh, I wish I had them. I used to have, I think the sticker book for this a long time ago. They had these letters in the sticker book, so you could write your own title. But, you know what could be fun? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to use these, My Wish Come True, because that could totally work for my title. I'm going to make that work for my title. Except it's not coming true. I don't think it can come true. I'll explain why. You'll see in a minute. Because there are some things that would be virtually impossible to both happen in the same day. All right, let's try this. Although maybe, because these work with that, right? Maybe we'll just do My Wish. My Wish. Okay. And we'll do this. I don't know. I may not end up using reaching out today. I may just end up using My Wish. So then the perfect day. My Wish. There we go. That works. Okay. So now we need some decorating. This for sure. And just see what else is here. This could maybe go right here. You know what I'm going to do? I need that little plastic piece that I had before. That little plastic piece that I had from the little clear acetate from the other sticker. I'm gonna put this right on there. And then I will put, I can just kind of sit there for a minute. We'll see what's going to happen with it. This would be cute, this little bow. Because I'm pulling out the blue, right? Pulling out the blue color. We just need to figure out where it would go. It's getting in the way of the wish. Maybe it could just kind of go right there. Okay. Oh yes, now we need, I think now the trinkets will work. These guys, these are the trinkets. So, the blueberry or the punch peep and cotton candy. Let's look at those. Oh, look at this one. Mariana, I was thinking about you the other day. It's funny, because sometimes there are some of you that are you very much participate in the chat. And then when I don't hear you or see you for a while, I start going, well, did I just miss something? And Mariana, I was thinking I hadn't seen you in a while. So nice to have you back, or nice to have you pop in. All right, I think that's a good start. The perfect day. All right, so the perfect day for me, it has, this may be, I've done it chronologically. So I think what I may end up doing is, maybe what I'll do is just pop in, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. You've been in Buceria, so I'm so jealous. A remodel project, that sounds fun. All right, so what I am going to do, this is kind of going to be a little bit of a run-on list. And so I will intersperse both of these, maybe just one, maybe just the blue. So we'll start with the heart, because why not? My perfect day would start out with coffee, whoopsie, in bed. Because I like to have coffee in bed, and actually most of my days start out that way. So most of my days start out perfect when there's no migraine involved, when it wakes up, when I wake up. Coffee in bed, then, oh, this would be, there's some food involved here as well. Coffee in bed. An acai bowl for breakfast. Loaded with fresh fruit. You just have acai bowl. That's usually, I don't eat those because they have a ton. They're very high in sugar, very high in calorie, but when we're in Hawaii, I eat those because, you know, vacation. They're really good. All right. So I will not do, every once in a while, maybe I'll do those. We'll see. Okay. Then after that, there would be a pedicure. And then after the pedicure, I don't think a star is going to work. I think that might be weird. Yeah, the star is going to be weird. We just won't do one right here. A pedicure. Then, let's see my list. Oh yes, then a hike at Alta in the wildflowers. Let's do another little heart here, I think. Oh, no heart there. Okay, here's the deal. No heart there because, do we know why no heart would go there? There's already something right there, and then that's just way too weird. So these will just be random. I'll just put them in randomly, but that is not, doesn't look random at all. That will bother me. So, all right. A hike at Alta in the wildflowers. See, you're going to learn my day is really long. It has to be really long to fit all the things in. There we go. Next up is wine and sushi for lunch. Then, lots of beach time and the sun. Then we have a little, see, very long day. Then we have some shopping. And then we have, let's see, we can do another little flower here, I think. Let's go with this one, maybe. After shopping, beach time. Okay, then we have, craft time, right? We need crafty time. Playing with all the things. We need our crafty time. This is where things start going a little off the rails because it'd be very difficult to go from the beach to this. Snuggled up inside, watching it snow while reading a good book. So it's hard to go from the beach to the snow in the same day. Oh yes, then pasta for dinner, because pasta's the favorite in my world. Another not so healthy, but that's okay. Pasta for dinner. Then watching the sunset. Then dancing. I love dancing. Don't dance very often, but I love dancing. Sandy, there you go. Sandy said you could do New England beach and snow. So what's funny is because I always think beach and snow. I think like beach Hawaii and then snow where I live, Utah. Or even beach California. You could do beach California and then snow Utah if you like flew in the same day. But if it's snow in Utah, beach in California probably isn't like nice and warm. But you never know. Dancing. Okay, and then the very last one is sitting on the back patio with Nick, enjoying a glass of wine by the fire. Okay, so that is a long day. That's a long day and a couple different locales. But that's okay because it's my dream. It's my perfect day, my little dream, my dreamy dream, so it's okay. That'll be okay. All right, so I think really until it's funny, I used no reaching out. All sweet story. But there are some things that I think what I need to do, I think I need to get the photo and then I can continue to build around it. Although there are a few, what did I just see? I just saw something on here. Oh, there are a few, it's interesting. There are a few of these little flowers that are almost just like those little flowers, but a different color, huh? Let's just see if a few of these will pop in. Oh, yes. There we go. I know one thing I need to wrap this guy up. Bernice, your family calls you the dancing queen. That is so fun. I love that. Beach in the morning and snow in the evening. You live in the Bay Area. Oh, yes, right. You could. Total 45 minutes to the beach and 4 hours to the snow. Snow like Lake Tahoe, yeah? In a perfect day, all food is healthy. I tell you, right? Exactly. A perfect day, there's no calories. The perfect day, actually, you know what it was started out with? Perfect day would be coffee in bed, and then I got up and got on the scale, and it was 25 pounds lighter. That would be a perfect day, wouldn't it? Oh, heck. If we're going to talk about the totally impossible, let's really go for it. Let's say like 40 pounds. Perfect day, get up, have coffee in bed, get on the scale. Scale's 40 pounds lighter. You have a good hair day, and then you go. And that'd be awesome. Too funny. So I'm very interested in you guys in what would be on your perfect day list. So if in our little comment section for the video, after the fact, for the gift, sorry. Oh my heavens, Lael. Okay, let's start over again. For the giveaway for next week, if you'd like to participate, leave a comment on the video after the fact telling me either one of the things that you do on your perfect day or one of your favorite kid foods. There we go. See, it just took me a minute to get that out. That's too funny. All right. So, right. I think what I need to do, like I said, I think I need to get the photos in here and then I'll come back and decorate around it. So next week I will have that part done and then we'll come back. Okay, guys, guess what? This is like going to be probably a record because I'm going to do this. We're done. We are 2 hours and 20 minutes. New stickers. Oops, sorry. Mariana, which stickers? There's lots of stickers. These are newer. These are called trinkets. They're linked in the description of the video. This is Sweet Story, also linked in the description of the video. And these are Reaching Out, also in the description of the video. Okay, friends, so yes, I'm going to turn off the lights, having a cocktail in the night, watching my husband tee off number 18 behind our house. Debbie, that sounds awesome. The sheet. Okay, yeah, Sweet Story, yes. It's Maggie Holmes. I love everything Maggie Holmes. Okay, flipping the camera. And it's funny, I don't even have, okay, 1, 2, 3, flip. It's not even because I have something else I have to do today. I mean, I have lots of things to do. Oh, heavens. There are, on Thursday, did the pre-order, released the pre-order for my December documented kit for this year. So I have lots and lots of work to do to get that ready to go because it's not ready to go. And that ships like the 3rd week in September. So we have a little ways. No, but I think now I'm just going to go enjoy my Saturday. I've got a little bit of shopping to do and I might drag Nick with me because he might, well, we're kind of looking for a fountain for our backyard and we're having a heck of a time trying to find something. So I might drag him with me just to one place that I think might have something that will work. Well, I don't even know. They just might have something. I don't even know if it'll work or not, but we'll see. So yes, we are, now you feel like you have a whole day. You have a whole day now to do whatever you need to do. Work on more lists, keep listing, or whatever else you're doing. Remember the giveaway, which I just said again a minute ago. That is one of little Andy K Art little bags. And in here you have 2 stamp sets, List It, mini clips, and more. And then also List It 3. And then a cute little pin of her little mascot. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And let's see, what's today? Today's the 28th. Oh yes, so we will be together next weekend. I know it is Labor Day weekend in the States, so holiday weekend for some people. I mean, it's a holiday weekend, it's still, but I will be here on Saturday. So stay tuned Friday for our listing topics for next week. And I will, hold on, let me just look. No, Karen, he's not playing golf today. He had to go to his office or long story, but had to go to his office. He left the house at 6 this morning. So, to go work on something. Anyhow, so, Paula said, I want to do December daily, but I'm afraid I won't finish it. You know what? Let's talk about that for a second, since I just saw Paula's comment. If you don't know what December Daily is, now I'm totally squirreling because we're done, but I'll talk about this for a second. If you don't know what December Daily is, that is a project that was started 14 years ago by a designer named Allie Edwards. She is the goddess of all things December. Well, let's just be honest, she's the goddess anyway, but she's the goddess of all things December Daily. She came up with this concept back then to basically document a little story or memory photo every day during the month of December. Some people do it the 1st through the 25th. Some people do it the 1st through the 31st. I started doing that project on my own personally 14 years ago. So this year I will have my 14th album, my 14th mini book. And it's such a cool project. Because I've done it so many years, I, for myself, have learned what works and what doesn't for me. Probably I think this is the 7th year now that I have offered a mini book project kit for that project. Now, I don't call it December Daily. I call it December Documented because December Daily is Allie's trademark concept. But basically, it is the same thing. It is documenting a story, a memory, a photo, the 1st to the 25th of December. I think why I've been successful with it, for me personally, I've done it all different ways, but for me to have the project all completed and ready to go before December 1st starts, so everything is designed, and that is, I always do that now. I've probably done that for the last, 7 years, at least 7 years, probably more like 9 years. But I think I kind of started figuring it out about halfway through, or a little bit more than halfway through. So I get my entire mini book designed. That means all I need to do every day in December is tell a little story, add a little photo. Sometimes there are photos, sometimes there aren't photos. Sometimes I'm telling stories about what was actually happening that year. Other times I might go back. I might talk about a memory that I had when I was a little kid and we were at my grandparents' house and my uncles decided that they wanted to surprise the kids, so they went up on the roof and pretended like they were the reindeer. Even though the reindeer still come, they had to make sure that the reindeer were there when we were awake, okay? In case there's any little kids in the room. So even though the reindeer came later in the night, my uncles went up and made the noise on the roof. So we thought that, Santa was there. Of course, he came later, but it was still earlier in the night. I'm convinced that was a whole ruse to get the kids to go to bed early, but that's a whole other story. But anyhow, so it may be taking a story like that and documenting it. It could be documenting maybe your grandmother made fruitcake and everybody hated the fruitcake, but it's kind of the family tradition. And so maybe you're including your grandmother's fruitcake recipe and you don't have a recipe or you don't have a photo of your grandma making fruitcake, but you have a photo of your grandma and you have a photo of a fruitcake from Google that you found. Talking about favorite Christmas movies or favorite Christmas carols or taking a picture of a favorite Christmas ornament. That is the secret to my success, my personal success in getting through that project every year. Sometimes I can do it every day. Sometimes it only takes 10 or 15 minutes because everything's already designed. It's already done. Other times it might take an hour depending on what I'm doing. So if I can't get it done every day, then I try to work on it on the weekend. Sometimes it's in January that I finish, or maybe even February that I finish. There are some people that it takes a year to finish. So I think with a project like that, there can be a lot of pressure to finish. and to keep up with it every day. But there are some little tricks on if you can't work on it every day. Things like just making a little note on your phone, or having a little notebook and making a note of what happened that day. Taking lots of photos on your cell phone and just having them in there. Your cell phone is date and time stamped, right? Your photos, so that you can go back and use your notes and then the photos to kind of help piece together those memories when you are ready to work on it. So those are my little tips and tricks of ways that I found to be successful with it. So total segue, but wanted to answer that question since it was asked. Let me see. Beloved Art said, I never finished, still my favorite project. And I will tell you, 14 years worth. I have 14 of those books. And by far, my very favorite project that I do every year, for me personally. It's so neat to go back and read the little stories about when Jack, I have to be careful because I never know when little ears are listening. So I better not mention that because it was something about Santa. But you know what I mean there, right? When they get older, that whole thing, you know what I mean? Telling that story. Photos of the kids oh my gosh, all the little Christmas ornaments that they brought home when they were little kids that they'd make in school. So it's just a really neat, it's a neat project to kind of go back and look on. I think the other thing why it makes it really special is there are a lot of times there are things that in December that are going on. There's a lot of family things that are going on that maybe don't really happen other times of the year. So talking about traditions and Christmas cards and things like that. So just kind of a fun project. Beloved Art. So Beloved Art, you have to tell me your name because Beloved Art, I'm not ringing a bell. She said, I have used Lael's kits for the past 6 years, my favorite. Well, mine too, because that's what I use, right? Let's see. I'm just going to look at some more of the comments since we are now just kind of talking about this now. Let me look at some of the comments. Mandy said, I always finish my December dailies in March. Just take notes during the time, right? Until you're ready to work on it. Finish is the definition that is different for everyone. Marianne, I love that because it's so true, right? You haven't finished, you still love it because it's something better than nothing. Well, that works too, right? Finish in January, February, don't stress. Very few people actually finish it in December. I will tell you, ever since that I have been doing a kit that is, that I have available for people to purchase, it's been a really good motivator for me because I kind of have to finish because people are like, what did you do with it? Did you finish? So, and then I post every day during the month of December. And it's kind of fun because however many of us all use the same kit, there are a lot of us that all use the same kit, right? My kit. We all start out almost with the exact same book, but it's really fun to see how things change so much based on the stories people are telling, the photos you're adding. I lots of times will bring in different product to add on top of what the base kit is that I've used. So it's kind of fun to see that. Let's see. Mary's 2020 isn't finished. Diana isn't finished 2018 or 2019. Haven't started 2020, but I make notes so I can go back to it. There we go. Marigold Martin said, think of it as any album. You do trip albums after the fact, right? After you've gone a trip, right? Julie said, I ordered mine. I'll do Thanksgiving to New Year's. So that's fun too, right? It doesn't just have to be December. For a lot of people, the holidays start Thanksgiving and end on New Year's. So you can absolutely extend it. What's fun about that is the numbers that I use in this year's kit. The Simple Stories numbers actually go from 1 to 31. So they can go to the end of the year or the end of December. How long is the pre-order? Kylie, the pre-order, I have ordered all the product. I actually have all the product. The pre-order is basically, I do a pre-order. It just means that you're ordering now, but I'm not shipping until the 3rd week in September. So that's what it means, pre-order. I had to get my order in for all of that product at the end of May. So unfortunately, it makes it a little bit harder to try to determine quantities, how much product that I should order, because I can't do a pre-order before I order product. I would have had to do the pre-order in May, and that just wouldn't work. So really the pre-order lasts until they run out. And I can't tell you when that will be because I never know. I will tell you I'm a little bit more than half sold out. So if that I know that really doesn't help because if I only ordered 10 and I was half sold, more than 10, but you know what I mean. In years past, usually sometime in October is when I sell out, but I can't, with things that have happened with COVID the last year and a half, I can't even begin to guess because all of any projections I can ever do is completely out the window because of COVID. It's just so hard to tell anymore. Jill said, hi Paula, as a first timer, Lael's kit would really help you out because it's a full plan and you can put together the album itself in advance if you don't. I never finished, still my favorite project. Used to get, Anita Cole Smith is talking about migraines. Never gets them anymore after menopause. That's probably my problem too. I've had them forever, but smack dab in the middle of menopause right now. So, all right, you guys. So it's really interesting. I'm thinking maybe, never mind, different idea. I'll see if I decide to do that. All right, you guys. Oh, Tiffany. Oh, there we go. Okay. Tiffany, what's your last name? Were we just chatting on email earlier this morning? Maybe, I think. Or it's another Tiffany. Linda, I am using, so if you go to my website, you'll see a full list of all the product I'm using. And then I also have some sneak peeks of the cover and 3 of the inside pages. But I am using Holidays and Make It Merry, a mashup between Holidays and Make It Merry from Simple Stories. Oh, okay. You used to work for Corey. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Paula, yes, videos of the past kits. So easiest thing, just go to my website, just go to laelbymail.com and you'll see it right there on what's new. At the very bottom of this year's kit, I have linked to 2 videos. One video shows you kind of last year's kit, and then another video shows you my project when I was done at the end of December. So that'll give you a really good idea, but I have flip throughs of all my past kits on YouTube. And if you have more questions after that, just shoot me an email. I got it, Colleen. I got the angel time. Thank you. Okay. All right, friends. So I'm going to run. If you have any questions, well, always is any questions. Always, if you have any questions, the best way to reach me, you can either leave a comment on the video and then I get notified, or you can just go to my website and click on contact us and get me from there. Okay, friends, that was a fun, short little listing session, and we will be together again next Saturday, which is, what's 28 and 7, 28, I don't know, whatever it is, the 4th or something like that. So I'll see you guys next Saturday. Stay safe. Enjoy kind of the last week before the last weekend-ish of summer, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye. Oh yes, and Tuesday, some of you I may see Tuesday night. As soon as we're done, I'm going to go send out the email for the September setup class for Tuesday night of the Fall Traveler's Notebook Kit. Okay, bye-bye.